and teachers of our respective subjects, the generation that we are mentoring is not the same anymore. Let me pick it from the point of where do you stand as a teacher of G&C in a school to bring sanity and sobriety in your school, against the background of corporal punishment being outlawed, against the background of the family structure under a lot of threat, against the background of parents being absent and children being raised by nannies, and against the background of where we all have found ourselves at as teachers in this time of age. Where does G&C come in? G&C has to come in the sport of mentorship. I want you to understand that this girl or boy that is in your care requires you to be the parent, the teacher, the big brother, the sister, and everything else around him or her. So I want to take this opportunity to thank the organizers of this workshop, because even as our students have come back to school, you will realize that they've also come back with a different mindset. Because there is this term that is very strong in the society out here now, the Gen Z. Okay? How are you going to manage the Gen Z? Because you know they are full of energy. They also have facts here and there. Sometimes they will question you there at school, and when you look at it, you think, yeah, it's true. But how are you going to manage it in such a manner that our schools do not become centers of anarchy? And as a teacher of G&C, what happens to you in terms of your mental wellness? Because you're also a human being. There are times you feel very weighed down. There are times you feel you're pushed too much, even from the staff room. Where does your mental wellness come from? As a teacher of G&C, how you do bring sanity to the whole school administration without other teachers feeling that you're babying the children way too much, that the child of today does not need public participation. Now, one thing you should know is that public participation is the constitutional right of the child. Now, you introduce something to them without involving them, it's going to backfire on you, big time. But how do you do it in such a manner that they don't hold you at ransom? I'll give you an example of KG just the other day, which is Aurora is pretty much aware. We are hosting the regional festivals. Now we were looking at how do we manage it in the best way possible so that we don't lose so much time. So we had a conversation with our daughters. We told them, hey, the government has identified our school to hold the regional festivals. How would you like us to go about it? Because our school is going to be a village to host girls from Nyamira County. And that means you are not going to be present in school. Very fast, we situated the leadership of the school, and within a day they brought us back feedback and said, okay, maybe the Form 4s can go and take 3 days and come back, then them they can continue with studies. Then us, you can release us on 6th, so that we can be away for just about 5 days or so, then we come back. After all, our half term was just 3 days. If we get another 3 days, it will be of advantage to us. You get? That was a very normal conversation, wasn't it? And then I shared that with the teachers, and we agreed, fine. Let the Form 4s go, let them come back after 3 days, we continue with them. Then the others can also hang on until then. Our school being situated in the middle of the city, we were real victims of what was happening last week. And after 1 day, after 2 days, the girls changed their minds. Okay? very fast. And I remember they lied to me during the day, they were just okay, and then at around 9:30, when prep was almost ending, then they said, Mom, we want to meet you. And then they said, okay, we thought we could stay, but we can no longer stay. We want to go back home and join everybody in what is happening. What do you do in such a case? That silence tells it all. Huh? You found yourself between a rock and a hard place. These are kids whom you had a conversation with. They said, okay, in 3 days half term, and then tukiongezwa another 3 days tutakuwa tu sawa. Wacha form 4s waende na warudi. So form 4s walienda. So while form 4s are away, very fast within 2 days they have changed their mind because of what they were hearing around us. I had no choice. I had no choice but to release them. So there are times you have to look at the bigger picture. Should you hold them in because the rule of the thumb is you are not supposed to listen to a child? No. Or should you look at the lesser evil? Yes. I had to quickly call the executive board, quickly call the parents, quickly tell them, hey, there's a situation here. Our kids are already victims of the influence from the immediate environment. What do we do? Parents said, watch away. And that is exactly what we did. And I think we saved a very bigger picture, because if we were to insist on holding them in, then we'll be talking about a different thing altogether now. Just for that small, simple something. So dear colleagues, our position as teachers of GNC is divine. It is anointed by God, because you are supposed to work on the emotions of this child in order for the child to understand and love himself or herself. You're also supposed to work on the emotions of the teacher. Remember, it's not only the child. It is the child, the teacher. You are also my key support systems, even the administration, because you will always read the moods of the children and get back to the administration and say, leo, sioni kama wako sawa. Okay? You can't see that and keep quiet. Leo, I went to supervise meals and I saw there was a lot of wastage. Leo, wako tu sawa. Leo, teacher so and so is not okay. Because we also have some of us who are bipolic in the staff room. You know them, right? You greet him or her, ni vita, na inaanza saa hiyo. Who has ever experienced that? Sounds familiar, right? So what do you do as a teacher of GNC? That is why we are converged here, so that we can share our experiences and come up with good nuggets and practices which can help us impact in our respective institutions. Because after all is said and done, everybody wants a sober school. A school that you can go and knock and offer an opportunity to your child, your relative, your everybody. I always say school is like a hospital. Ni lazima. One of your people must be in that particular school. So let us be a capacity built so that we can go back and manage this institution and this course that is not only noble, divine and anointed. With those many remarks, I want to wish you well, and I want you to perform your duties with joy and boldness. You are one person who should never wake up in the morning with a dull face, because you are a support system to whoever is around you. Thank you, and may God bless you.